And joining me on the line now is Rickus Muller, Commissioner for BMX Western Cape. Rickus, nice to have you on the line.
Very good, JP. Yeah, we just, a couple of weekends ago, we finished off our provincial series after the bit of a gap with COVID. But yes, very happy with what's happening in BMX in the Western Cape.
That's fantastic. It's great to hear that our sports structures are in touch with their athletes and that they're making sure that there's some sort of activity. Rickus, let's start at the beginning. Let's just, BMX, I mean, what does this stand for? What is BMX?
Well, BMX is the short for bicycle motocross. So this originated when the kids who couldn't afford motocross bicycles just made bikes that they rode on tracks with, and you know, it was more affordable. So then the sport originated, I think, in Holland in the 50s or something like that already, and then moved over to California. And then, yeah, when ET hit the screen, BMX was huge, and that was the 80s. So yeah, you got BMX racing, you got BMX freestyle, which is now a new discipline at the Olympics also. So yeah, BMX is growing as a sport.
Yeah, that was. Let's just stop there for a second. You just mentioned it. I think we saw it in publications recently that BMX is now an Olympic sport.
Well, the racing aspect has been Olympic sport, I think, since 2008 at Beijing. But the freestyle component has just been granted a slot as well. So that's very new to us, and we're looking to expand on that within the Western Cape. We've just appointed somebody who's going to help us with that and to grow that.
So just explain to us the difference between BMX racing and BMX freestyle.
Okay. BMX racing is it's basically a sprint. It's about a 400-meter track. That's starts on a hill with a gate, 8 riders at a time, and it's the first one to the finish line. Basically, that's the winner, and you've got the obstacles in the way with about 3 turns. So it's like 100-meter and then a turn, 100-meter and a turn, and it's just to go for it. And it lasts about the late 20s to early 30 seconds for a 400-meter race. So it's super fast and high intensity.
We see the athletes going down these am I right? They're going down these very steep inclines with jumps and bumps and gravel. I mean, it looks pretty dangerous.
Well, yeah, it can be. There's been some big crashes and stuff, and yeah, but it's very exciting, and it's very intense, and it's short and adrenaline, and you know, and it starts on an 8-meter hill for the elite riders, and the other riders have a 5-meter hill, so it's not so big, you know, it's not so intense the start, and it's not that much speed, but yeah, it's still pretty fast. And then the freestyle aspect, you've got different components there, different competitions. They've got the street, where it's like a skate park, you know, they've got the concrete jumps and half pipes and all that sort of stuff. And then they've got the dirt, where they do like the dirt jumps, where they do 360s and backflips and stuff like that.
So because let's talk a little bit about BMX in the Western Cape. How many different BMX tracks are there? Does one need a specific type of BMX track or club? How do athletes generally participate in BMX events?
BMX in the Western Cape went through a bit of a dip. We had our last national event, SAs or national champs, in 2001. And yeah, in the Western Cape. And so we're just trying to pull that back. There's a couple of development teams of Tsonga and Velokaya. So they've been going to nationals and stuff, but they've been on their own. So we've just, yeah, in the last couple of years, we've just started to get the structure back in the Western Cape. We've just finished a track in Hermanus. There's a new track that's being built in Paarl. There's talks of some more tracks going on, so we're trying to get it back on track and grow it and get all the structures in place.
Trying to get the tracks back on track. We'll leave that one there. How are we doing from a competitive point of view as Western Cape athletes?
This past weekend, the 5th of December, was just the SA Champs up in Durban. And unfortunately, we only had 5 riders there. And we had one podium. A 9-year-old boy from the Hermanus Club has got a 3rd position. So we're building, we're getting there. We're getting back into it, and there's potential here. And if we can get a couple of more tracks and grow the sport, then we should have a couple of 1st positions. Yeah. I don't see we can't.
And Rickus, we've in fact had I think Stefan Garlicki on the show with us, and one or two other top athletes. How are we doing from an international point of view? How's South Africa doing? Do we attend? Obviously, this has been an impossible year, but do we go out there and compete internationally?
We do. Every year we go to the Worlds. We've got a couple of world numbers. We've got actually a 9-year-old boy who's got a world number 8 ranking. And we, in the 50 to 55-year class, we've got a world number 5. So we do participate, and we do send a team every year to the world champs. And yeah, we've got riders that's up there with the best of them.
Now, what's coming next for you guys? Have you got plans for 2021?
Well, 2021, like I mentioned, we've had a 19-20-year gap with having a national event in the Western Cape. And now things are back on track, and we've got the SA Champs here next year in October, early October. So that'll be a 2-day event of racing. And the fun bit about this is we're going to have a freestyle event with that.
Rickus, then just on a final note, for people that are out there, how does one get started? How do you get started BMXing, if that's the right word to use? How does one find a club? I know that your website's on the ticker line there, the westerncapecycling.co.za. But do you need to go buy a bike, find a club? How do you get involved?
Well, look us up on Facebook. There's a couple of groups on Facebook: BMX Western Cape, Overberg BMX Club. Yeah, so if you look us up on Facebook, that's normally the easiest way. There's a lot going on there, social media and stuff. For the first couple of guys, you can come with your mountain bike, and we'll put you in a slot, and you'll have a race, and we'll show you the way. So it's no need to go out and buy a BMX off the bat. We'll help out with that and get things rolling.
So are there clubs with coaches? There's people that can take you under their wing in these platforms, then get you started, and it's easy as getting on a bike.
Yeah, we have weekly practice sessions at the club that I'm with in Hermanus, and yeah, so if there's somebody new coming in, we always try to help and build up and show them the ropes,
Rickus, I think we'll leave it at that. We look then forward to seeing these tracks pop up in Hermanus and Paarl, and of course the SA Champs then that you say that's coming in October. And if people are out there and they want to join, they can like, as you said, find you on Facebook or on their website.
Yes, yeah. Next year is going to be an awesome year. We're really looking forward to it, and especially with the SA. So, yeah, I'm very excited.
There we go, folks. Rickus Muller, Western Cape Commissioner for BMX or BMXing. Of course, bicycle motocross, one of the codes within Western Cape Cycling, which we think is fantastic. Get started. Find a club near you. Just go and take a look there for Western Cape Cycling's website, www.westerncapecycling.co.za, or do a search on Facebook, as Rickus said, a number of clubs in the Western Cape, and there will be somebody at the club that can help you get started. Folks, we'll take an ad break. When we come back from break, we'll carry on talking about sport in the Western Cape. Back in a sec.